There are 5 behaviours we want you to focus on today. Though these may differ slightly between species or may appear to be similar to another behaviour, this section is all about taking the time to stop and observe instead of racing straight in. This way you'll be able to minimise any unintentional disturbance, and in return you'll likely get a much better viewing opportunity. As you can see, when dolphins are milling, they are really just mooching around. They don't have anywhere in particular they need to be, and they're having fun just relaxing, just like a lazy weekend really. Sometimes while they're milling, they can also be seen playing or socialising. So during this time you may find dolphins more open to coming over for a closer look. As you can see, when dolphins are travelling, they really are on the move. Just as we don't like to have unexpected visitors turn up on our doorstep as we're rushing out the door, dolphins don't particularly want you to join them during this time either. They're on a mission, so best to follow from behind and to the side and travel slowly with them. Once they reach their destination, they may very well be more open to interacting. Mealtime though is just as important to dolphins as it is for us. We don't particularly like being interrupted by hordes of people coming into our homes when we've sat down for dinner. Well, neither do dolphins. They work really hard to find and capture their food, so the last thing they want us to do is get in their way or scare it off. Dolphins feed in a variety of ways. Some will chase individual fish in the shallows, whereas these dusky dolphins work together to corral schooling fish and then take turns picking them off. Could you imagine spending an hour cooking your favourite dinner to have someone come in and throw it out? It might seem a bit extreme, but imagine these dolphins spending just as long corralling this bait ball to the surface to then have a boat drive through the middle of it, dispersing all of the fish. So if you think dolphins may be feeding, give them some space, or perhaps leave them to it. If you do want to stay, then if possible turn your engines off and just sit back and watch nature at its best. You never know what you might see. Did you know when dolphins sleep they shut down half their brain at a time? The other half is responsible for making sure the dolphin surfaces to breathe and is also aware of its surroundings. Sleeping or resting for dolphins is a very important time. It allows them to recharge their batteries, similar to what we do when we're sleeping. During this time, dolphins can come together in a close pod and move very slowly through the water, generally with a few on the outside keeping an eye out for predators. At other times they may hang, motionless in the water near the surface, coming up to breathe every now and then. Now imagine a boat speeding past while this is happening, or trying to get up close to get a closer look. Unfortunately, in some areas this does happen to dolphins on a regular basis, and their chances to have uninterrupted rest is significantly reduced. Just like us, they need to properly rest to be able to optimally perform important daily activities, such as foraging and looking after their young. So if from a distance they appear to be moving slowly through the water, or not moving very much at all, it's likely they're resting. So please keep a distance from them, keep your speed low to minimise that underwater noise, and continue on your way. They may perhaps be awake and ready to play on your return. Sorry folks, no video for this one for obvious reasons, but it's important to note, if dolphins are actively swimming away from you or diving and popping up a distance away, these are signs they are evading you and don't want to interact, so heed their wishes and leave them to it. Now we know a bit about dolphin behaviour and what to look for, how can we make sure we do the right thing when we're out on the water? Well, a really easy way is to remember to be sad. So slow down. When you see dolphins, make sure you slow down to 5 knots within 300 metres. Then assess the situation. Are there other boats already viewing? What behaviour does a pod appear to be exhibiting? Then from a distance you can observe and make the call whether or not to go in for a closer look, view them from a distance, or continue on your way. If you do decide to view them, make sure you approach carefully from the rear and to the side, and once you're ready to leave, please depart carefully. Check around your boat or vessel and under your props. Slowly move to the side or drop behind the pod, and at 5 knots, slowly move away. For dolphins, you can gradually increase this to 10 knots to outdistance them if it's required. If you remember to be sad, then the marine mammals will be happy.